Welcome everyone to Soho. We're gonna stroll down to Tribeca. We're starting at a very special place, Dominic Ansel Bakery, in order to have a very interesting treat. Of course, that treat is going to be the Cronut. I'm Ariel, you're watching Urbanist, and let's walk around Tribeca. But before we eat the Cronut, I am going to find a coffee in Tribeca to eat it with all of you. Let me know where you're watching from, here from Soho, New York City. Some beautiful historic buildings all around us. I'm gonna point out one very historic building that's actually right next to us. And I am prepared with the Cronut. So I'm prepared with the Cronut today from Dominic Ansel Bakery. A few people have asked me, are you going to try the January flavor? And at first I said, oh, I already had a lot of Cronuts on these videos before. Maybe on YouTube, maybe already like twice. And on Facebook, a little bit more than that. But I saw the flavor and it looked really, really good. It was a return to the classic flavors of what they began with many years ago. So I'm excited to try this flavor out. I'll unveil it to all of you, but we're not gonna have it yet because we gotta accompany it with some coffee. Now there's very bad service in there, so that's why I didn't do a video inside there. So let's walk to Tribeca and find some coffee and go for a nice wander around. No agenda, no particular direction. The only real goal is some coffee to eat with this Cronut. So Dominic Ansel Bakery is in Soho and is on the corner of Spring Street and Thompson Street. But let's go towards the direction of Tribeca. Hey 4K Wanderer, nice to see you here. Hello Rose. Cynthia says you're awesome. Love your videos. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. The Wall, nice to see you here, man. Thank you so much for being a moderator. Same thing with 4K and K on YouTube, Facebook, I mean. So will I be eating the Cronut? Yes, 100%. The Cronut will be eaten in this video, but not just yet. So a lot of dog walkers here in Soho during this time. And lots of outdoor dining. How's the winter so far? Luckily, it's cold, but it's not like freezing. It's 40 degrees, but New York City, since it doesn't get so humid in the winter, winters I think tend to be drier. I don't feel freezing cold, despite it being 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Or maybe I'm just becoming a polar bear because I've been living here my entire life. Let me know which one you think it is. It looks quiet, yes. Soho tends to be quiet on the weekdays during the middle of the day. One of the reasons why I really loved working in Soho, so for many years before I ever started Urbanist, I used to work in the tech and media industries. And I worked mostly in Soho. And I love taking walks during the middle of the day. Before the morning or the lunch rush. So lots of outdoor seating here. Here's one of my favorite coffee shops, is About Coffee. We won't be going to this one because let's try something in Tribeca. But I love these guys, About Coffee. Manolito says, yeah, you're a polar bear. We went once in November, I was freezing, nothing happened. Yeah. Feel you, man, yeah. Hey, Al, nice to see you here. Hello, Panagiotis. How am I doing? I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing, everyone? Let me know. Ooh, I forgot the historic buildings. Ah, here it is. Here's one of them at least. Hey, CB, nice to see you here. How you be, CB? Let me know. L is doing great, amazing. New Jersey walks. Do I like Bedford-Stuyvesant? Yes, the neighborhood of Bedford-Stuyvesant is a nice neighborhood. I don't usually visit it too often. It's a bit farther away, for me at least. You're by coffee like I'm buying Dr. Pepper. Yes, I mean, Linda, there is a lot of coffee all around New York City. But specifically, we're going to Tribeca for some coffee. Coffee. I mean, should we have? I'm gonna walk around a little bit without a mask until it gets a little bit crowded. Should I get some coffee, or should we get some coffee? Let me know which one do you prefer. Now here is actually one of my dream apartments. Just look at these views here. I'm gonna point out the camera towards the apartment and the views it gets. Just imagine having an apartment like that. I think you own basically the entire floor. Look at that penthouse up there. I remember seeing photos of it in one of the websites. I think it was Street Easy. They have photos of it. That penthouse up there has the entire floor. So you get views of Midtown Manhattan and you get views of downtown Manhattan. Right there you see the Freedom Tower in the distance. Hey Ronald, ¿cómo está acá? Let me know, would you live in these apartments? Susie says coffee always tastes better than coffee. CB votes for coffee as well. All right, I'm glad. What's the building called? Let's see. Let's investigate before we go into Tribeca. Before we go into Tribeca and run into our friend Hugh Jackman. Let's see. Does it have a name? There's a store on the bottom called Dianese. Seems to be a motorcycle store. 4K says I'd live even in the second floor apartment. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, the second floor apartment, you already have a great view at least of downtown Manhattan, which is rare because there's no buildings here, no buildings really blocking the view. And there won't be any buildings blocking the view in essence because there can't be any construction in that park over there, which we'll walk past by. So I don't see any name for the building. It just might be an address. And I think the address might be on the other side. Judy says, yes, I would love to live here. I just need to win the lotto. That's awesome. Ooh, let's see. Here's the front entrance. So I just walked through here a little bit earlier. Let's see the entrance in the front. It's called 10 Sullivan. 10 Sullivan. Let me point the camera a little bit better. 10 Sullivan is the name of the apartment. Good afternoon, Donna. Nice to see you here. Welcome. So if you're just watching right now, we are truly wandering around. There's only one real goal for this entire broadcast is to get coffee in Tribeca. Who knows where that could be and eat this cronut. But otherwise, who knows what we'll encounter? Who knows what direction we'll walk? Who knows who we will meet? Who knows if we will run into Hugh Jackman and have him on our live stream? Who knows? Do you know? Let me know. Do you know? I don't know. But maybe you know. Only 10 stories. Yeah, it seems like only 10 stories tall as opposed to these high-rises over here and this one over here. This one I think is a hotel. That one. Hello, Cornelia from Vienna. Nice to see you here. Cornelia is sponsoring this Cronut. Thank you so much, Cornelia. Cronut's here at 650, so thank you for sponsoring part of the Cronut. Cornelia. So happy you enjoy the show. What is a cronut? Well, you will find out. It's a donut meets a croissant. A croissant meets a donut. There we go. A little bit of French, a little bit of Paris, a little bit of New York. That's what a cronut is. It's the love child of Paris and New York. Hey, Kathy, you love to walk with me. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for walking with me. How many floors are the big ones? I'm not sure. Let's count them, maybe. Let's do it. Yeah, let's count. I like counting. Do you guys like counting? All right, 1. All right, let's actually zoom in on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. It's out of focus. 7, 8. Oh, no. Don't. Out of focus. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, ladies and gentlemen, 22 floors. Count Dracula. Indeed, 4K. I mean, counting is fun, especially when it's accompanied by a vampire like Count Dracula. Linda, what's my favorite food? A few people have already asked me that. The official answer is burritos. But you might be asking yourself, but Ariel, you never show a burrito in your videos. Well, just you wait. One day, the ultimate burrito will be shown on Urbanist. But you have to wait for that day. Was your waitress surprised last night at the tip? I actually did not stay to see her reaction, so I left a $20 plus tip. Thank you everyone for matching the, contributing to giving a bigger tip. The tip ended up being a 60% tip. The total meal was $34. If anyone's wondering what I'm referring to, it is the meal I had last night on live video, where I ate ramen towards the end of the video. $34 in total with the sake and the gyoza. And I left a $20+ tip, which was 60%. Manolito, you have to take a photo eating a burrito bowl. Like, he should not be named. I wouldn't be eating the same quality he would be eating. I would be eating a different burrito bowl. But maybe one day, maybe one day. Oh, look at this, everyone. I love the views here. It's quite unique. Here we're at Grand Street. Here's another hotel. This is the James. Beautiful hotels in this area. Wow. If you want to really kind of go to New York in style, consider staying in Soho as well. Hey, say hello to Mexico. Hello, México. Hola. Puede preguntarme cualquier cosa en español. Me encanta la comida mexicana. Hello, Felix. Hello, Little Tut. Susie, Mexican food is not my favorite, but it's like number 3. Susie, being from Bushwick, I'm kind of shocked to hear it's in your number 3. There's probably some good Mexican food in Bushwick. Streets are really empty. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a global pandemic. And also this area tends to be empty during the weekdays, as I mentioned earlier. Melinda, thank you so much for adding facts of the building that we're passing through. I'm almost open to suggestions of burrito places. One place that has been blowing my mind recently, Manolito, is Maya in Brooklyn, Prospect Heights, and they also have one in Park Slope, Maya Tacos, I think they are called fully. Really, just mind-blowing burritos. But the more common one that you'll see all around the place, the better alternative to Chipotle is Dos Toros. Highly recommend Dos Toros. I've actually featured Dos Toros multiple times on Facebook. So you can search Urbanist Dos Toros on Facebook and you'll see those videos. I got an inside look twice from them. Looks more calm today. It really is more calm today, yeah. You know, January is also the emptiest month of New York City's. The entire year is the emptiest month. I really like January in New York for it being empty. There's no students, college students. There's no college students. There's very little tourists generally on January. It is the slowest month for tour guides and tour companies and museums as well. And also, a lot of New Yorkers tend to kind of stay home during January days. So to me, it's my favorite month. Just love when things are kind of quiet. Are we in lockdown? No. New York City is not in lockdown and probably won't be in lockdown until a change in administration late January. So most likely won't happen before then due to political differences that are happening. I won't get into it, but you can do your own research on that. That's basically the gist is there probably won't be lockdown considered until late January. Cynthia, reach out to me on Facebook. Cynthia, to the Urbanist page on Facebook. I'm glad you found a really interesting photo book of the Jibaros and 787 coffee. That's so awesome that you got something at 787 coffee. Thank you, Cynthia. That's amazing. I'm glad you've been out and about. Melinda understands the politics. Yes. If you do not share in the comments. This is not a political channel. Do your research. I just gave you the gist so you understand why New York won't be having lockdown. The sky is gorgeous, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of mysterious. Here we have the Jenga building. Hey, I have memberships now. Indeed I do, ladies and gentlemen. I have memberships here now on YouTube. Now, these videos, of course, will continue to be free. 90% of my videos will continue to be free. Memberships are for people who want to support the show. And if you become a YouTube member, you get a special little badge on the live chat. And also you'll get access to new emojis that'll be coming out next week. So stay tuned as well. And then 1 to 2 bonus videos per month. Bonus videos could be an extra tour or a behind the scenes, something along those lines. Those videos are also available to patrons and Facebook supporters. So yeah, if you want to support, you can become a member. Boom, right there. I can't see, there's not like a member badge here on Prism. Kind of sucks. But if you are a member, do let me know if you're a member. 4K just became a member. Amazing. 4K, welcome. 4K just welcomed himself because he was also a moderator. So amazing, 4K. Where's my mask? I'm not wearing a mask right now because it is very empty. And I'm not really near anyone, except this guy over here. But I'm not near anyone else. So yeah, I'll wear one whenever I get to a little bit more crowded area. Members are known, if you're a member, a patron, or a Facebook supporter, all you guys are known as super urbanists. Hey, Laureen, couldn't figure out why you couldn't become a member. Laureen, try updating your YouTube app. That might be the issue. Or try going on desktop and seeing if you see that join button. Do let me know if you end up seeing it. If anyone could let me know. Do you see the join button on the YouTube app? Okay, so 4K, thank you. 4K says you can't join on iPhone. That might be the issue that people are encountering. So if you are an iPhone user, and I think it's because of App Store issues, do consider going to desktop, your laptop, and switching and pressing the join button right next to the subscribe button on desktop. Wendy, so subscribe is free. Subscribe just means that you follow the channel. Join is a YouTube membership. You get access to badges and 1 to 2 videos per month, extra videos per month. So here's the penthouse from a distance. Let's check it out. Why is it called the Jenga building? Ooh, I'll get to that soon, Adam. Thank you for the question. So right there is a penthouse from the distance that I mentioned earlier, 10 Sullivan. Hey, Arthur. Hope the philosophical chats stay free. Yes, they will. Well, at least the 1 per month will stay free. Maybe in the future there'll be extra offered for members, patrons, etc. It's 56 Leonard. Yes, we will be showing 56 Leonard. Stay tuned. Nice zoom there, says Patricio. I'm so glad, Patricio. Glad you like the zoom. Hey, Zolst. Also nice wide angle lens. I'm so glad you're liking the wide angle. Cool. Look at the beautiful historic buildings, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day, Daily Walker? Oh, Daily Walker, that is a serious question. I mean, do you really want to know, Daily Walker? The answer may shock you. Beautiful contrast of architecture, indeed, yeah. I agree. Love the breaks of blue sky. Yeah, look at that. Wow. All right, Daily Walker, you asked. I drink a total of 2 cups per day. 2 cups. 2 Americanos usually. So that's 4 shots of espresso per day. That's usually my average. Or maybe an Americano and a cold brew. Well, cold brew, remember, is like equal to almost 4 shots of espresso on its own. So cold brew is very high in caffeine. Riju Jones, welcome as a member. Let me know, how many cups of espresso do you, or how many cups of coffee do you drink? Never a latte? No, never milk. I'm in the anti-milk league. It's a very secret society where we hate on milk. Hey, Sophia, for your cold or hot brew delight. Oh, thank you so much, Sophia. So Sophia is joining in on sponsoring the coffee that we will eventually find in the neighborhood of Tribeca, which we're entering right now. The triangle below Canal Street. It's a portmanteau of 2 or more words, but only pieces of the word. Let's walk. Ooh, it's getting cold. Okay, now it's getting chilly. Hey, Nasia, nice to see you here. David, you don't drink coffee? Oh no. Dun 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 dun. The Ronan is 2 or 3 cups. Susie, just 1 or 2. Helen, hello, have a great journey. Oh, thank you so much, Helen. I appreciate you. So here we have the American Thread Company building. Beautiful building. Lots of cool architecture all around here in Tribeca. Lots of Art Deco architecture too, so. Art Deco and Beaux-Arts architecture. Ghostbusters, yeah, we're gonna be close to the Ghostbusters firehouse, yeah. Do I read New York Yimby as New Jersey Walks? No, I haven't seen that blog yet. I Rivas, do I drink decaf? You know, I love coffee so much that sometimes if I have a meal later in the day after, I don't tend to drink caffeine after 4 p.m. But if I have a meal later in the day and I'm really in the mood for coffee, now I'm starting to order decaf espresso. I wouldn't really drink decaf drip, but decaf espresso, I would recommend it if you want to have your coffee but not have caffeine later in the day. So I like nitrogen infused coffee. So Chris, great question. Nitrogen infused coffee is actually like a New York thing, and in parts of Europe they call it Brooklyn. Basically Brooklyn iced coffee, that's what they call it in many parts of Europe. So that you can find it in Stumptown. In my opinion, the best one is from Stumptown in Nomad, which I explored extensively 2 weeks ago. And there's also in 8th Street in Greenwich Village. So why is it called the Jenga building? Right here. So Adam asked a great question. Why is it called the Jenga building? For all the Americans out there, I'm not sure if people had access to Jenga in other countries. Let me know if you did. Let us know. What are your memories of Jenga back in the day for anyone who grew up in the 90s like I did or after and had access to the Jenga game? But to finish the question about nitrogen coffee, it could be hit or miss. Sometimes, especially even when you go abroad, they try to kind of copy that, Brooklyn style, and it just ends up being really bad. Stumptown, I think, is one of the very few that do nitrogen coffee really good. They call it nitro coffee for short. So, 56 Leonard. The floors cantilever up to 20 feet jutting into the air. For comparison, the edge is about 80 feet jutting into the air. So 20 feet is quite extensive, especially for just an apartment in a very skinny building. 56 Leonard actually managed to do work around some loophole. Many of the buildings in Tribeca don't actually rise too high. But for some reason, 56 Leonard was located in a lot where they were grandfathered in before the laws were ever enacted, something along those lines. There's like videos that go more detail about the laws. But long story short, they actually went through a loophole and they were able to build a very tall, skinny skyscraper in a neighborhood where there's not that many tall, skinny skyscrapers that are even allowed. So they have very kind of unique views of Manhattan, both Midtown and downtown, that probably won't be blocked in the near future. The reason it's called Jenga is because that's not the official name of the building, it's the colloquial name. Colloquial is kind of the nickname people give. New Yorkers have given it because there's a game called Jenga where it's a series of blocks, and the challenge is to take one piece of block out, and the person who takes out the block and the entire thing crumbles loses the game. So that's the goal, is to take out block by block, and they call it after that. So you can find also videos of Jenga online. They have like old commercials of it. It's very funny. What's the official name? 56 Leonard. A lot of the buildings don't actually a lot of buildings don't have official names nowadays. It's kind of going out of style. So a lot of buildings are just called by their addresses. And sometimes they're cool and just don't put the street to it, or, they don't say the full name of the street. So in this case, it's just 56 Leonard, but it's 56 Leonard Street. That's the address. So here, hey Sarah, nice to see you here. Welcome, Sarah. So here, the official name is better, says Luciano. I don't know. I like the Jenga building. Let me know. What do you guys prefer for everyone else? 56 Leonard or Jenga? What would you prefer? Jenga, I have a feeling Jenga will stick and stronger than any of the other building names. Because that's what happened with the Flatiron building. The Flatiron building was actually called the Fuller building because it was built by the Fuller company. But lo and behold, the Flatiron building looks like a huge flatiron. So people just kept calling it the Flatiron. And the name just stuck after a while. And no one knows it as the Fuller building anymore. It's just the Flatiron. So when I collaborated with Action Kid, Walk, Ride, Fly, New York City Walking Show, we had a crepe that was absolutely mind-blowing in my opinion. The brick and mortar restaurant of this crepe truck that was in Rockefeller Center is here, Franchettes. So I can't wait to come back here sometime. All right, so people have asked for the Ghostbusters building. So here we see some Belgian blocks. People might know them colloquially as cobblestones, but they're actually Belgian blocks. Luciano is minority here. Yeah, Luciano. New Yorkers do love their nicknames. I know the Londoners are even more fond of calling buildings by nicknames. So we're not as bad as the Londoners that make some more hilarious names for their buildings. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear some footsteps in your upper floor and no one's there, who are you gonna call? If you see an apparition late at night after you say Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary 3 times in the darkened bathroom in the mirror, who are you gonna call? If your significant other wakes up in the middle of the night, starts sleepwalking in circles with their head or with their hair covering their head, who you gonna call? 4K say, I ain't scared of no ghost. Indeed, because of the Ghostbusters, ladies and gentlemen. Ladder 8. Oh, it's kind of getting faded. I hope they repaint it soon. But yeah, Ghostbusters, Ladder 8. This is the Ghostbusters, the official Ghostbusters fire place, fire station that they featured in the film, shot on location. Is this still a fire station? Yeah, still a working fire station. If you get lucky, they do open up the doors. I think the interiors were shot on the set, but the exteriors were shot here. So when they have the exteriors of them driving out with the Ghostbusters truck, it's here. Yeah. What's in the bag? Oh, Joe. Do you really want to know what's in this bag? Do you really want to know what's in the bag? I mean, luckily this bag isn't provided by evil villain that is trying to play a game with detectives, aka the movie Seven. You don't want to know what's in the bag. You'll find out what's in the bag. It's a Cronut. I'm making a reference to the movie Seven, which is a very, very dark reference to make. Judy, I love your sense of humor. Oh, thank you so much, Judy. I'm so glad you do. Luciano, food. Yes, it's a pastry. All right, so here's a cool point of view. This is on 7th Avenue South. This is basically 7th Avenue South. In this area, Tribeca is called Varick Street. There in the distance, Deanne says, "What's in the box?" Yeah, indeed, indeed, that is what I'm referencing. Right there, we see the edge, and we see the little people, tiny little people, taking photos and Instagrams. Tiny little people taking their tiny little Instagrams. Tiny little influencers with their tiny little sponsorships. The story about the firehouse. Dan, how the story about the firehouse is fascinating. Yes. So this is Varick Street. And Varick Street used to be just one of those normal sized streets in Tribeca. A lot of Tribeca kind of predates the parts of Tribeca predate the grid system. And also Tribeca was built with much smaller streets. Varick was to become 7th Avenue South, so they end up expanding Varick Street. So it can continue, 7th Avenue, you can continue writing it down all the way to the very tip of Manhattan. Thus, when they did the expansion, the firehouse was in the way, half of it at least. So they actually cut the firehouse in half. And so we only have half of the firehouse now. So it used to be ladder 16, but now it's only ladder 8. Does it have a plaque of 9/11? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. I don't think so. There's the entrance, officially. Hey, Casey. Nice to see you here. I don't see any plaque. No plaque for the firehouse. But it used to be ladder 8 and ladder 16. Now it's ladder 8 because it was cut in half. All right, now let's cross the street. And now it's getting a little bit packed, so I gotta put on my mask. Hey, Torben, nice to see you here. What happened to the firehouse? It was cut in half. Does this fire department handle ghost complaints as well? Only if the ghost starts a fire, then it will. Or if the ghost, gets you stuck in a collapsed building, then they'll attend to it, but otherwise no. All right, I gotta put on my mask. It's getting smaller streets here. Hey, Lucy is a new member. Oh, awesome. Is that like an automated message from YouTube? First time I did memberships here on YouTube, so it might be an automated message. So Lucy, thank you so much, everyone. Give a round of hearts for Lucy becoming a new member. You probably already see that badge, that orange heart badges get even more bedazzled as you become a member longer and longer. All right, I gotta put on my mask because these streets start getting a little bit smaller and there's a little bit more people walking around. Members show up like in super chats. Yeah, they do. And you're an amazing tour guide. I'm so glad you enjoy this wandering. Not an official tour, but I'm glad you enjoy the incidental history that we talk about. And good afternoon, are you doing well? Looks like a dead city. Well, we are in a global pandemic. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. All right, actually, I got put on my mask a little bit better before I start walking. So bear with me. So, would you live in the Jenga building? Would you live in the Jenga building? Good morning, Lisa. Good afternoon, Lisa. Oh, Brian, nice to see you here. Will you live in the Jenga building, in the penthouse, with a floor that cantilevers 20 feet above the air? GN, indeed, but this is not a medical channel, so let's not discuss that. Lisa would. Not above the fourth floor, says Susie. Yeah, the fourth floor you won't. Actually, the first floor starts here. They have like a common area, and then they start here. I think the apartments, or do they? Is there apartments lower? Maybe there is. MZ says, heck no. Yeah, it does look a little bit unstable, just a tiny bit unstable. Anita, the people who have names highlighted are members. It's $5 per month to become a member. So here we have abandoned Christmas trees. Ladies and gentlemen, is it today the 6th? Tomorrow's the 6th, right? Christmas is coming to an end. How much rent is it per month? Oh, I don't know that off the top of my head. But streeteasy.com is your resource for prices. I'll point out coffee recommendation, but we won't stop in this one because I rather show it to you, show you another coffee shop. But here's Goten. Goten, great place to grab a brunch and a coffee. Goten. Not specifically the best coffee, but brunch and coffee, great combination, great place. They don't have too much outdoor seating, but it is pretty unique outdoor seating, the little that they do have. I'll show it to you. Oh, actually, they do have nice outdoor seating. Maybe this should be the place. For New York, is it better without tourists? You know, I do like the change of pace. Of course, I acknowledge this is a serious pandemic and people are out there suffering, and my heart goes out to them. Aside from that, in this very moment in time, I do feel a little bit more kind of relaxed going around New York City because of the less amount of tourism. But of course, there's real world implications to the loss of tourism. So it is a complicated subject. There is nuance to this. So here's Goten. And I love sitting on these chairs because you get this view, which to me is like a really cool view. I really enjoy it. It's really nice. Gian, we are in the neighborhood of Tribeca. So I'll show you the menu, but I'm not sure I'd rather show you the... Have I been to the Philippines? No, not yet, but I can't wait to go. So here's the menu. Great brunch items. And good sandwiches as well. Double R says, you're the true definition of a good day. Oh, I'm glad Double R, thank you. There's actually there's a lot of great brunch options all around this neighborhood. This is a good food neighborhood, Tribeca. And a bit quieter if you don't want to have like a... There's other great food neighborhoods like the East Village, but they tend to be very crowded all the time. This one tends to be emptier. Here's Maman. Very good quiche at Maman, and also good avocado toast as well. Here's a great bar. I love this bar. Just good for beer and little small bites. It's called, I think it's called American Whiskey. So let me zoom in. It's Tribeca part of Manhattan. Yes, it is, Wendy. Yeah, we are in the borough of Manhattan, in the neighborhood of Tribeca, which is in the lower part of Manhattan. To have lunch, I already had a big breakfast. So the only thing I'm in the mood for is coffee and what's in the bag. Whatever is in this bag. We will find out in the grand finale of Urbanist. Don't worry guys, I won't leave you in a cliffhanger. I won't be like opening the box and then just like ending the live there. So you can stay tuned for part 2. I mean, I could make Urbanist that show. Let me know if you're interested in those type of cliffhanger endings for live videos, like a Netflix series. Lisa, I think you're remarkable. You keep you really keep morale up. You cheered me up. Oh, I'm so glad. Also, Gian, Gian and anyone else asking about why is it so empty. Tribeca is another neighborhood that tends to be emptier. It is a very residential neighborhood, so it tends to be quieter in general. January is a quiet month, and also Tribeca is a residential neighborhood. I just finished Cobra Kai season 3. I don't like cliffhangers, says Manuelito. I never saw Cronut, so need to see what's in the bag, says Din Din. Oh, Din Din, you are in for a treat. We're posting a second video tonight. Tonight there will be a video, but it will be recorded. I am making my second official silent walk. So I'll be posting silent walks as well, similar to my colleagues, but it would be in 3D audio. That's one difference I'm offering you guys, and also a little bit more kind of camera work involved. So if you enjoy that silent walk, that will be posted at 6 p.m. Do let me know if you want more. And I'll be trying to find places that my colleagues haven't covered so I can show you a little bit more different places. Potentially museums or buildings and stuff like that. I missed the film festival. Yeah, Tribeca Film Festival is amazing. Started, one of the people who started it was Robert De Niro. Yeah. I went once and it really blew me away. So beautiful buildings all around here. Picayune, yes, it stands for Triangle Below Canal Street, Tribeca. Where do people park all their cars? Here, right here. That's where they park. But if you're in New York City and need a car, you better get ready and have a lot of patience, because New York City is not built for cars. Now, one thing I really enjoy about Tribeca, aside from the beautiful architecture, and I went to one cocktail party in one of these buildings. And I remember being so blown away by the apartment. It looks so industrial, but also like really homey and cozy. But the other cool thing about it is these canopies. So someone is recommending Bubby's. You know, Bubby's has been actually reaching out to me for me to go cover their restaurant. I haven't like reached out back yet, but maybe I should. Maybe I should reach out back to Bubby's. They've really been wanting people to go and show their restaurant on video. So Tribeca used to be called the Dairy Market. It used to be Dairy Square, basically. And this was all the dairy district. That's what it used to be called. The dairy district. This was all the major dairy companies were here, producing milk, cheese, and any other dairy product, like butter and any other dairy product. Were all produced in this entire area, plus other types of goods, also dry goods as well. So all these factories were centered around those industries. Wendy says, reach out or I will. All right. Bubby's was someone mentioned earlier where they saw Robert De Niro, and celebrities do frequent Bubby's because Tribeca, I mentioned this many times before, if you want to increase the chances of bumping into a celebrity, come to the neighborhood of Tribeca. Because a lot of celebrities are based here, and since it's a quiet residential neighborhood that tends to be very safe, celebrities tend to just walk out and about and go to the restaurants. Of course, don't badger them. I would recommend not to badger them. Do respect their privacy. But if you do, this is a place where you can spot them. Actually, let me show you a Western Union building. Yeah, let's go over here. Not underneath the ladder, though. Hey, Mario de Santiago, bienvenidos. Lisa, hello. If anyone else became a member, do let me know. What are the silent walks? Are they ASMR? In a way, yeah. Yeah, because there'll be 3D audio, binaural audio. So in a way, yes, they could be considered ASMR. Enrique says the bricks on the streets are called adoquines in Spanish. Oh, gracias por recordándome. Sí, adoquines. Adoquines is how you say the bricks on the streets. Are these beautiful buildings more red or terracotta colors? Great question. A lot of them are red brick, and there's also a lot of terracotta. So let's zoom in. Yep, a lot of brick, but then right next to them you see a lot of terracotta. I think they live here because of huge lofts. Yep, huge lofts. That's a great thing. And also in bigger buildings. So you get the bonus of like living in a huge loft, which feels like a townhouse. But also at the same time, you're in a building that has security. So it's a good, I think, win-win scenario for someone who is a public figure. MZ, how long are you lived here? My entire life. What's the benefit of becoming a member? 1 to 2 bonus videos per month and a badge on live chat, and also bonus emojis starting next week, which we can also use in the live chat. Perks will increase as followership increases. Was Tribeca part of 5 Points? No, it wasn't. Tribeca used to be part also, aside from being the dairy district, it used to be part of Little Syria. Little Syria was more in this direction, and a lot of Middle Easterns lived here back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. But they were all kind of unceremoniously kicked out and displaced because of the building of World Trade Center complex, which is much bigger than just the tower. Katrina says, sorry, I can't afford it now. No worries. Hey, as I mentioned, everyone, like 90% of my videos will always continue to be free. People who are members are actually doing a great service, not just for me as an artist making videos, but also for me, enabling me to continue making these videos for free. So they're helping many of you guys to continue watching these videos for free. So do give them a round of hearts. And I totally understand everyone's financial situation is different, or everyone's taste for supporting is different. It's up to you. But thanks to all the members who already have been giving their support for many, many years, some of them on Facebook for many years, and Patreon as well. And now YouTube, a lot of them more will join in, and they will help continue the show and continue growing it so a bunch of people can see it for free. And that's more than okay, because I want the show to be free. The show should be free. Sure, I may work with Netflix or Amazon Prime at some point, but I want this show to be free. and better Urbanist shows to be free in the future. Or higher production, I mean. So here's the Western Union building. This is probably one of the most beautiful buildings, but for one good reason. Not because of this kind of upper part, but on what you see on the bottom, these reliefs. These Art Deco flourishes just make it gorgeous. And it seems to be converted into an apartment building now called 60 Hudson. But look at these Art Deco flourishes. Hey, Veronica, thank you so much. I don't see stars so clearly on Facebook, so thank you so much for letting me know. Veronica is sponsoring the coffee as well. Thank you. Lisa, I'd like to become a member soon. Yes. If you are on iPhone, remember that you have to go on desktop in order to become a member. And then everything else will show up normally once you go back on iPhone. So look at this. Wow. Sam says, artist? No, more like journalist. No, I don't consider myself a journalist, everyone. This is not journalism. Just so you know, this is not journalism. This is not a history lecture. This is entertainment. I call myself an artist, but this is entertainment, everyone. There might be information that you might learn, but this is entertainment. Do your own research. So look at this beautiful. I love how they did the font. I want to know what font is this, if anyone knows. Hey, Petter is sponsoring the coffee as well. Have a fika on me. Oh, I'm so glad. Roland says, artist by day, secret agent by night. Shh, Roland, don't spill the secrets. This entire Urbanist thing is a front. Your videos are of the best quality, second to none. I'm so glad. I love the lattice work. Now, I wish we can go inside to show you the mural. The mural's gorgeous. There's a video on it on YouTube. Let me see if I can actually peek in through the window. Wish me luck. Hopefully security doesn't tackle me. Everyone. Shh, be quiet. So, I can't show you the mural. It's hard to see it from this perspective. But go on YouTube, search Western Union Building, New York. I'll actually put the link in the comments afterwards because you got to see this mural. It's gorgeous. I wish I had photos of it right now. All right. Security didn't tackle me. That's good. Okay. I wish they had photos of it outside at least. That would be nice. No. This might be another beautiful building to live in. Let's see if we can get a better peek on this side of the building. Even the vents look cool. Look at that. MZ says, you're so funny, telling us to be quiet. Hey, Greg, keep the videos coming. Oh, Greg, thank you so much. Greg is sponsoring this video. Thank you as well. I call you guys sponsors because you guys are directly supporting the show. All right, let's see. Thank you for us a $10 super chat, Greg and Petter. This is a bank. No, it used to be the Western Union building. So Western Union right now is a money transfer company, but it used to be a telegraph company. So before the age of the telephone, telegraph was the main resource of communication across oceans, basically. However, Western Union One little anecdote about Western Union is Nikola Tesla actually went to Western Union. And Dan, thank you so much for becoming a member, Dan. Everyone give a heart to Dan. Dan is also a friend of mine, appeared on the show many times. Western Union, major telegraph company in the late 1800s. Nikola Tesla, renowned scientist, renowned engineer, off the heels of working with Edison and having, kind of a hard time with him, he goes to Western Union and says, hey guys, I got an idea. Rather than just this telegraph where you like send Morse code, let's make a telephone. And here's the schematics, here's how it's gonna work. Telephone is going to change communication. And Western Union laughs at Tesla like, yeah, all right, boy, sure. You say that telephone's gonna replace the industry. No one wants these telephones. Telegraphs are gonna be the thing for decades to come. Go away. And Tesla's kicked out from that meeting, off to make the phone on his own. Of course, then comes also Alexander Graham Bell, and all the phone industry skyrockets out of nowhere, with other companies coming joining in the fight as well. And that's when Western Union starts declining rather rapidly. So Western Union missed their chance by not getting the phone. So actually, I end up seeing that this happened very recently with a different company. About 1 to 2 years ago, Tesla Motors, not Nikola Tesla the guy, but Tesla the car company right now, actually went to Apple. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, called up Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and said, hey guys, we're doing really bad financially. We want to discuss the possibility of you guys buying us out and us being absorbed into Apple. And we'll continue, revolutionizing batteries and cars on behalf of Apple. Tim Cook did not accept the call. He refused to chat with Elon Musk. And now Tesla is on its way to becoming a bigger company than even Apple. And who knows, maybe in 5 years, it will surpass Apple. So history tends to repeat itself. And it's funny that it's repeating itself also with the name Tesla. So don't deny the power of Tesla. Chris, I love my Tesla stock more. Yes, I do as well, Chris, I agree with you. I don't have a Tesla car yet, but I do love the stock. Really do a video on the hole-in-the-wall parts in Jackson Heights. Oh yeah, it's already up. Daily Walker, search Urbanist Jackson Heights here on YouTube and you'll see it. I have a video. I collaborated with What a Shame Mary Jane. 4K, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you Fatima for letting me know, and Rock Gem, thank you so much for the super chat as well. I appreciate you guys. 4K and Rock Gem. Sarah says Apple is 4 times larger than Tesla. Yeah, and Nikola Tesla's telephone venture was a fraction of Western Union. Think a little bit further ahead. Sometimes companies don't always go on a strict linear path. There's exponential growth, like what happened with telephone and electricity. Alec, what are my next collaborations? Oh, I'm not sure yet. Oh, you'll be seeing Karen Quinones, the tour guide, the amazing tour guide who covers American Revolution. You'll be seeing her soon. January 16th. Stay tuned on Saturday. So we can see a bit of better view here. Let's zoom in. No, we still can't see the mural. Hard to see the mural. Yeah, hard to see it. Yeah, no, you can't see it at all. Unfortunately. Security was coming to tackle me, so. Cynthia says these walks help you keep your sanity. I'm so glad. So here we have old photos. And they have a history of Western Union. Oh, that's cool. Joanne, the videos of Wednesdays and Saturdays are 1 p.m. 1 p.m. or the only scheduled live videos I do at Wednesdays and Saturdays, 1 p.m. So since the official founding of Western Union in 1856, it had 6 different headquarter locations. Each relocation was driven by the growth of the company or social and economic trends of the time. He began with a small group of prominent businessmen in Rochester, New York, sensed the business opportunity and the fact that 50 or more separate telegraph lines were operating in the eastern U.S. Oh, that's awesome. Virginia, why would security tackle me outside Western Union? This is no longer Western Union. It's a private residence. Private residential building. So here we have the timeline. Oh, cool. 1851 is when the Western Union Company was formed. 1861 is when they made the first transcontinental telegraph line. In 1866, Thomas Edison was a Morse operator. So even Edison worked with the Western Union Company. Oh, that's interesting. His early inventions were completed with the support of Western Union. Oh, that's fascinating. No wonder Western Union probably survived the downfall of telegraph. That's fascinating. Really, really cool, guys. Right. And they worked on teletypewriters. Oh, interesting. Microwavable beam system. Ah, fascinating. And communication satellites. Oh, so Western Union is much bigger than the money transfer company. That's awesome. And this building, 1928, the one we're standing right on the base, is designed by Ralph Walker, a firm of Voorhees, Gemlin, and Walker as the headquarters of Western Union Company. It's a major data center and connection hub for a lot of communication companies. Is it, that is definitely a telecommunications building right over there. I think that one's owned by Verizon. And then right behind this building is the AT&T Communications building. Right behind this building, which we can't see it from this perspective. Hey, someone else left a super chat. Steven, thank you so much for the super chat. If I missed any super chats or stars or new members, do let me know. Or if you left a PayPal, do let me know. And as I mentioned before, many times in these videos, and I'll continue mentioning it, because this is the internet, and the internet is a wild, wild place. I have no teleprompter. I don't have a second phone where I'm pulling it out and verifying with Wikipedia or whatever. All the information I'm saying is from the top of my head, from what I know and what I can recall. And these videos, at least these ones, are not researched ahead of time. So do your own research. Feel free to let me any clarifications, but do your own research. All right? Does Western Union have a museum? As far as I know, that display was the only thing offered. I'm not sure Western Union has a museum anywhere. All right. I think coffee's calling everyone with the Cronut. We're gonna find out what's in the box. Daniela, I love all your videos. Dan, thank you so much for coming out. subscribers. Jao, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but yes, please refrain from all capital letters. All capital letters is basically like if you're screaming at me as I'm making a tour. That's how it feels. So please don't shout in the comments. Also, you know, if you shout too loud, security will tackle me once again, so watch out. All right, so let's continue on our journey. But actually, we're gonna take a small little detour on our journey to get to the coffee shop via an alleyway. Dindin says, I need to see this Cronut. Well, we're getting very close because the coffee shop is in this general area. But we're going to take a detour through an alleyway. Hopefully not a very dark alleyway. I think a well-lit alleyway. But stay tuned. We got to wait for the light to turn. It'll turn eventually. And probably tomorrow. So stay tuned. There's no traffic. But we gotta wait for the light, everyone. We gotta set a proper example for all the kids watching. That you wait for the light to turn, despite it being no traffic whatsoever and being a wide open street and not seeing any car come for miles. You gotta wait for the light. All right, now we can cross. Okay? Give a good example to the little ones out there. Ella says, I'm a responsible New Yorker. Indeed. Oh, okay. So my mistake. I thought the alleyway was going to be a nice lit, well-lit alleyway, but it's actually going to be a very dark alleyway. Okay, so I hope you're okay with it. Okay with going in a dark alleyway. I'm going to show you a sky bridge here for a small little detour in this dark alleyway. Virginia, I'm mostly joking around about security in Western Union. Please don't take all my comments super seriously. Please don't take my live stream super seriously. I really kind of want to make a note of that for everyone watching. I do joke around a lot, so please don't take me super seriously, at least on these live streams. Oh, so the sky bridge is actually being repaired. It's being repaired. So this is one like kind of the most well-known sky bridges due to Instagrams. And whew, there's a lot of dust here, so let's move away. This is a construction. Hey, Laureen, you got it down. Awesome, Laureen has been a very, very generous supporter. She is what is called now a mega urbanist. So Laureen, everyone, give a round of applause to Laureen. She's our first mega urbanist because she's actually a patron, a Facebook supporter, and now a YouTube member. So she has the triple threat. So she is a mega urbanist. So thank you so much, Laureen, for becoming the first mega urbanist, I think. Yeah, you're officially the first one, mega urbanist. But there might be 2 or 3 others that will follow, most likely. So thank you so much for becoming the first mega urbanist with 3 contributions in 3 different platforms. So is this indoor dining or is this outdoor dining? Let me know in the comments. Indoor or outdoor? This one, I think they're starting to cross the line a little bit and basically make it outdoor, basically make it indoor. So here they actually specify that the system allows for, they have like a system of air filtration that allows for 1,500 cubic feet of airflow. So this is outdoor indoor dining. Yeah, I mean, they, for some reason they put the sign up. So it seems that people were starting to complain, but it seems like they wanted to clarify, like, no, this is outdoors. I don't know. This is a place I wouldn't like sit in. But let me know in the comments. I won't name the restaurant just so not to give them a bad rap. Everyone's trying to do their best. Here's Sarah Beth's. Sarah Beth's is known as a great bakery. And they also have brunch items, like a cornbread avocado toast, which I've been meaning to try at some point. Oh, they're actually a full-on restaurant here. So never mind. Let's check out the menu. Poopy, is it because of all the air that's trapped? Yes, that is why I feel more comfortable in outdoor dining that either has huge openings or is completely outdoors because of the airflow. That's my understanding, that's my reasoning, and the reason why I prefer that type of outdoor dining. But of course, do your own research. This is not a medical channel. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, MJ says, dude, you make quarantine so much easier with your happy spirit, awesome videos. Oh, I'm so glad. All right. All right, goodbye, Joe. Bye-bye, Joe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, look at this door. What is this? Whoa, this is so cool. This is like a revolving door, but it's like covered. That's so cool. That's awesome. 335. Wow, this is awesome. Wow, it's so cool. It's very thick metal too. This is wrought iron. It doesn't strike me as cast iron. Could be, let me know. Is it cast iron or wrought iron? It's very hard. That's so cool. So this is now a carpet store called Joseph Carini Carpets. Does it work? Oh, I'm not entirely sure. It's a good question. Rusty, this is not a show about movie recommendations, so feel free to ask me anything about New York or about travel or food. On the chat, I would appreciate if we keep it to the area that we're covering. So New York, Tribeca, or in general, traveling to New York or food in New York. So thank you. Now, if you're asking for what's a good comedy based in New York, that's a good question. I would recommend seeing Ghostbusters for a New York comedy. SQL, thank you so much for a £5 super chat. Thank you. I loved it. The 360 video. Can you make all your videos 360? Live is a little bit more trickier now with these new cameras. They don't make it so easy. But maybe I'll do a one live 360 at some point. But yeah, you'll be seeing more 360 videos in general. So here's One World Trade Center. And ladies and gentlemen, we have already arrived at our coffee destination. Are you guys excited? Let me know. So this coffee shop is called Laughing Man Coffee, and it's co-owned by Hugh Jackman, the world-renowned actor who played Wolverine and also The Greatest Showman. In my opinion, he's my favorite Hollywood star, my favorite celebrity, the one person I really want to both work with and just become friends with. Laughing Man is his coffee shop here in Tribeca. This is the original store. So let's try Laughing Man. I'm gonna be quiet as we walk in. Hi. Hi, how's it going? Good. Yeah, service is a bit slow. This is the second time I encountered that. They used to be very quick, but I'm not sure if they hire new employees or not. But yeah, yeah. Now we got our coffee. Nonetheless, I really like their coffee. So let me actually find an easier place to place my camera, which I'm sure we'll find in the next block to place my camera because it's a bit awkward position here. Darno Hugh, yeah. So the other co-owner actually lives right above the coffee shop, right over here. So Hugh and the co-owner are also friends, and he apparently visits him fairly often. So you might see Hugh actually come here, and he actually has a bunch of Instagram photos where he is taking a selfie with fans here at Laughing Man. So he does come here often. I just haven't seen him yet. Coffee shop used to be much smaller on this location. All right, so now let me find a place to put down my camera so I can calmly show you the Cronut. Hugh Jackman, the actor, most famous for the role of Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, great guy. Oh yeah, the reason I muted, so thank you for people on YouTube and Facebook letting everyone know. The reason I muted was because the music was very loud and it was a very popular hit, which probably could risk the video being blocked outright on YouTube and or Facebook. Oh, there's benches here. Oh, cool. Let's actually cross. Let's go into this park. I see benches here in this park. This is cool. I love the food testing section of the show. I was so glad you guys do. So actually, this park that we're going into used to be one of the bigger dairy factories in this area of Tribeca, which obviously was torn down, was made into this park. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, my mistake. It was not a factory. It was the market. So here we have It was the market. Hey, VAG sent a super chat. Oh, thank you so much, 4K. VAG, thank you so much for sending a super chat over. He was really good in Van Helsing too. Oh yeah, I do love the movie Van Helsing. Really great movie with Hugh Jackman as well. Yeah. So this, I think, is part of the school or connected to the school, or Borough Manhattan Community College. Oleg says, at first I thought the interior of the coffee shop made me speechless. Yeah, it did. It's a beautiful coffee shop. Really, they did a great job remodeling it. All right, so let's sit down on this bench to have what's in the box. This bench, it's nice, it's comfy. There's no bird poo. That's awesome because there's no tree right above us. So there doesn't seem to be any accidental bird poo here either, so we're good. And it's comfy, no backside. I wish these benches had backside. But for a backless bench, this is a pretty good bench. Yeah, pretty good bench. Um, I like that it has a little soft bounce to it, so it doesn't feel super hard. And also, it's one slab of wood without it having two pieces, which sometimes these patio benches are made out of. So it is a very kind of good quality version of it. So I would give this a nice 6.8 out of 10. Do I see any bobs? No, no bobs here at all. And 6 point out of 10 for this bench. All right, guys, you guys want to find out what's in the box? And don't worry, this is a family-friendly show, so this is a PG show, so it won't become the movie Seven. Do not watch that movie if you don't want to see something that will bum you out. So here is the box. It's Dominic Ansel Bakery right here. But it's not the bag that's important. It's what's inside the bag that is important. Because inside this bag and inside this box that's peculiarly shaped, that's actually copyrighted or trademarked by Dominic Ansel himself, the baker, who's world renowned for inventing the marriage, the love child of Paris and New York, known as the Cronut. This box holds something special. Cue the music. We gotta make this like the unboxing therapy. What's up, everyone? We are unboxing a Cronut. Get ready. You guys got music playing? You got some Jurassic Park or some 2001: The Space Odyssey playing? Is there another tiny little box inside? Well, just you wait. It's a box of joy. This is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Cronut. Look at that. This is a cherry and pistachio Cronut, the love child of a donut and a croissant, all combined together in fried doughy goodness, covered in sugar with some glazing and some topping inside, making for one of the most unique pastries known in the entire world. This is the legendary Cronut, the Cronut in which you yourself can see the world in a new way. This is the Cronut, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the one Cronut to rule them all. If you have this Cronut, you will gain eternal life. So the grand finale of this live stream right here is the Cronut. So let's try it out with Laughing Man coffee. I'm so excited. Wow, I thought you got something special. Says, oh, well, if you are disappointed, sorry to disappoint. But for me personally, I'm super excited. I have been wanting a return to a fruit filling for the Cronut, which usually the Cronuts haven't had a fruit filling for quite a while. So I'm excited to try this out. So with some coffee from Laughing Man. Let me show you the color of the coffee, actually, before I continue. Okay, so the crema kind of went away because that tends to happen. Coffee is a bit like, look at that. It has a bit of like, lots of acidity to it. Whoa. It's kind of very acidic looking. Let's see how it tastes. Hugh, don't disappoint me, Hugh. Don't disappoint me like you disappointed me in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Hopefully this version of Hugh Jackman is more like X-Men Days of Future Past rather than X-Men Origins Wolverine. Let's try it out. Love the Alchemist Cronut edition. All right, let's try it out. Here's the Cronut. I'm gonna bite into it without further ado. Like Philip DeFranco says on YouTube, let's jump into it. Let's do it. Wow. Oh yeah. We had a little bit of an accident. Blood has been shed. Metaphorically, not literally. Metaphorically, blood has been shed on the table when biting into this cronut. We had a alien moment where it just bursts. Luckily not on my face, on the table. Let me show you the damage. The blood, metaphorical blood, has been shed. Right there. The metaphorical blood has been shed. It's cherry. What is it? Is this not the cherry and pistachio? Yeah, it is. Cherry and pistachio. Pistachio on one side and cherry on the other side. Look at that. But blood has been shed. Wow. So this is just like, unlike any other pastry you'll ever have in your life. Unlike any other pastry you'll have in your life. So it's super crunchy. So uniquely layered. The compote that he makes out of cherry is always so kind of rich. Somehow he makes a really great compote. So it's not like a jelly of sorts. It's a little bit more kind of concentrated. So I think it's called compote. And the coffee. So the coffee. Oh, wow. I always love Laughing Man coffee. This is more X-Men Days of Future Past, definitely. Not so much X-Men Wolverine or X-Men Origins Wolverine, luckily. So, yeah, really good hue cup of coffee. It's rather hue cup of coffee. Has a good hue to it. It quite has me jacked, man. Really good. Delicious cup of coffee. Wow. So, their cup of coffee is a little bit more kind of on the American end. So a little bit brighter, a little bit fruitier. And the great thing is they have a little bit of a classic taste to it. It's like the if you grew up drinking coffee in America through like the 90s or before, it has this kind of classic kick to it. Dare I say a note of office coffee in a good way. It has a note of office coffee. MZ, thank you so much for sending a $5 super chat. So MZ is also sponsoring this coffee and Cronut. So yeah, has a nice note of office coffee. So this will get you jacked, man. So Cronut, really good. Let's continue biting into it. I love the sugar on top. Really nice. Adam says, did I bring a handkerchief? No, but I got napkins. So this is a perfect marriage. Again, everyone, this is a marriage of a croissant and a donut. Perfect marriage of a croissant and a donut. There are copycats out there. A lot of them, actually. From my experience here in New York City, none of them have come close. The copycats haven't come close. The reason they haven't come close is because they can't get these type of layers at the same time as being crunchy in a deep fried way. So the reason this is more of a donut meets a croissant is because a croissant has the layers and it's baked. But a donut is deep fried, or baked then deep fried. And since it's deep fried for a donut, you have that crunchy exterior for the donut. This is like $6.50 now. So you have that crunchy exterior for the donut. And it's hard to retain the individual layers of a croissant while having a deep fried exterior. Because if you deep fry a croissant, it'll just become all kind of muddy. It'll just become all together. It will just kind of slimed all together. So this is a really, really, really great combination. And I love that they used cherry. So glad they finally used fruit again. I've been waiting for them to use fruit again. And then the combination with pistachio, really great combination. Wow. Okay, so the walking portion of this tour has ended. If you have any last remaining... Oh, I squirted again. We've been squirting a lot. Oh well. At least I got lots of napkins. Lots of tissues to clean up the squirt. So if you have any last remaining questions, feel free to ask. For as I finish this cronut and coffee. I hope you enjoyed the walk. Everyone, please get your mind out of the gutter. Come on, guys. We're in the playground. Come on. Come on. We're talking about cronuts over here. Be serious, ladies and gentlemen. Be serious. If you're watching with little ones, do not explain any of the innuendos. Make up a fairy tale for them. There were... I'm talking about Super Mario with his water gun. It squirts. Yes. Yes. That is the innuendo I'm making. The innuendo is about Super Mario. Yes. If you have a little one watching, just show them the game, Super Mario. They'll get it. That was great. Showers of cherry compote yet. We've, this is, the pigeons are going to have a field day. They're going to have a nice sugar high from this cherry compote. We just, yeah. I lost my cherry compote. I lost my cherry compote. Not all of it, luckily. I have some cherry left. What is the ideal length for time for a walking video? Great question. For anyone who's a walking channel, the longer the better on YouTube. the longer the better is on YouTube. So if you can exceed 2 hours, then you'll start getting more people following your videos. So get it at least above an hour and a half, I would say. I'm doing a little bit less because I'm doing videos very frequently, but yeah, get it above an hour and a half. All right, everyone. So feel free to ask me any other questions as I'm finishing this up about New York specifically, or about food. When are we riding the rails again? New York doesn't have service in the subway generally. But my friend Dutch Moz did recommend going on the D train. Sorry, don't mean to make any more puns. But he did recommend going on the D train and Lower Brooklyn. Let me know if you're interested in seeing the D train ride to Coney Island. Thanks for teaching us the ways of the Cronut. My pleasure. My pleasure at teaching you the ways of the Cronut. Here's half of the Cronut. Cool thing is you can split this into layers. Does the cherry stain your clothes? I got very lucky that the cherry did not squirt on my clothes. But my jacket is filled with a lot of the sugar, unfortunately. So it's not the prettiest sight. But it'll go off. Yeah. Love the D train goes by Jackie Stadium. Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, it does. Hey, Lisa, I tried pizza in the last video if you want to check it out. I'm so glad you're enjoying the videos. I try not to laugh too hard here at work. All right, Lorraine, we won't tell anyone that you're at work. Everyone, shh. Do not tell Lorraine's coworkers or boss that she is watching videos about cherry squirting all over around the table. Do not tell them. Keep it to yourself. A pizza walk would be nice. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I could do it with Dutch Moz, who is, I think, a hardcore New Yorker who really loves food as well. I'm not sure if he features food in his videos, but he does talk about it. Luciano says, today your humor is better than ever. Cronuts After Dark. That'll be for part 2 of this video. Stay tuned. Part 2. Cronuts After Dark. What happens if you bring a cronut once the sun goes down and you eat a cronut out and about? Cherry all around the table. Stay tuned on the next episode of Urbanist. The cherry made quite a mess. It did make quite a mess. Yeah, it did. Everything looks so good. Yeah, highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Laughing Man, despite the slow service, there was like 5 employees and none of them took my order as I'm waiting in line. And I asked one of the employees, who do I make my order to? He's like, that guy over there. So despite the slow service, maybe I should have a talk with Hugh about that. Go to Laughing Man. It's still a great coffee shop. Roll on. Pancake and waffles. Yeah, I mentioned before that Bubby's has reached out to me before here in Tribeca, and they're really known for one of the best pancakes in Manhattan. So I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out back to Bubby's and do a pancake cast, another one, and show you kind of how they're made behind the scenes potentially. It's cold. Wow. Do you guys want me to stick around for 10 minutes as we round out to 2 hours? Let me know. The box is really trying hard to fly away, but I kind of want to enjoy a little bit of the cherry that spilled on the box. This might be very unappetizing to a lot of people. A man is scraping cherry off his box. I'm doing it anyway because this cherry is too good. Not off the table. The cherry on the table is off limits, but wow, that cherry on its own tastes really, really, wow. So filled with flavor. They use some good cherries. So usually when they do cherry compote is they do it more of They use the American cherries that are kind of very red in color, which are actually reconstituted Frankenstein cherries. Read more about them. Really fascinating how they kind of they split up a cherry, take out the seed, and reconstitute it, and becomes a bright cherry. Usually they do it out of those cherries, and that doesn't taste. It tastes more like sweet. But this one tastes really, really bright. So they're probably using some. Is it called maraschino cherries? Maybe. Yes, keep on exploring, says Katrina. Indeed. Let me see if anyone. Pate Jonas says, I understand if you don't want to talk about it, but do you get more money off Patreon or YouTube? Yeah, Panajotis, great question. Thank you so much for asking, Panajotis. I get more money from Patreon. So if you want to support and guarantee that I end up getting more of your support, Patreon only takes about 12%, depending on the country, but it's around 12%. YouTube and Facebook take around 30%. Depends if you want the badge or not, because on Patreon you won't get the badge. Patreon, you'll just get the bonus videos 1 to 2 times a month. So take that into consideration, but Patreon, I get the most support. I'm gonna keep on Patreon because I know some people want to give extra support, and thus they also give Patreon. So if you want to do split half and half, that's up to you. But yeah, Patreon I get the most. PayPal I also get the most for single contributions. YouTube does take 30%, which is, in my opinion, is huge when you really think about it. Right now, because I'm a small creator, any little thing really helps. But thinking about, someone in the millions of subscribers ends up becoming, YouTube ends up taking kind of a big chunk. And no wonder YouTube and Google are making billions of dollars, and here I'm making content for them basically for free. So yeah, it's interesting to think about those economics. I'm already writing a book, yes. Hope you're doing well in the pandemic. Do you feel it's been harder? I feel okay in the pandemic. My family, unfortunately, did have a loss of 2 family friends, which is one of them I was relatively close to, and he was very close to my dad. So may he rest in peace due to COVID. So that was very sad to see. But beyond that, I've been very grateful that my immediate family has been okay. Parents, aunts, cousins have been okay. My brother has been okay. And I'm very grateful that I'm okay and I've been able to make videos and provide entertainment to others. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. So it is hard in some ways, and in some ways there's a lot of gratitude to be had with the ability to cheer people up. I do have a lot of essential workers, nurses, doctors, and there's like grocery store workers, and there's a few like people involved in working with the vaccine that watch my show, and that has been really motivating to keep making these videos. Both the ones about history and these ones are a little bit more casual, a little bit more looser and humorous. So that's why I'm so glad to be making these videos for all of you. Please make more videos of Tribeca. Yeah, I would love to. I'll come back here. Yeah, I'll come back here. Someone asked me, do I have heartburn? Luckily, this was not so strong, this type of food. I did have, before this, a quiche. So the food is not so strong. For now, Ask me tomorrow. You have made such a difference in hard times. Yes, for some people I have. So that's what keeps me motivated. Paul, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. I'm glad you're so super positive. Yeah. 4K Wanderer says, the candid humor was so much needed today. My pleasure. All right, I'm staying here for 5 more minutes, round up to 2 hours. So feel free. Do you notice that there are more people doing walking tours in New York City? Yes, someone earlier mentioned that they are copycats. No, ladies and gentlemen, it might seem that way. I've been doing live streams, literally I've been doing this for 4 years, literally. And my friend Dutch Moz has been doing it for 5. When I started, I didn't know about Dutch. But I was inspired by the New York Times, which did like a walking tour of a park. And I was inspired by another walking show made by Japan that I saw briefly. If anyone can remind me of the name, they were very famous. So there's a lot of people starting walking channels now. And it's actually a really, really good thing. I am very grateful. Let me take this opportunity to thank Action Kid for featuring so many walking channels on his videos. Why? Because initially it might look like Action Kid was peace and love, send you a PayPal for all you do. Thank you so much, peace and love, for your PayPal. And 4K, thank you so much for your additional super chat. 4 years of excellent videos to rewatch. Yes. I mean, I've done all different types of videos. Now I'm doing much more looser videos because I've done so much of New York City history that I'm taking a break of kind of intense learning of New York City history. So I haven't been so specific on history as I used to be. So if you really want to go deep, and go deep into history, you can watch my older videos on Facebook. Go Urbanist Live. I gotta put on my gloves because it's cold. Whew. So I want to thank Action Kid because he started featuring people like me a year ago when I only had about 4,000 followers on YouTube. He featured people like Tom as well, Sarah Funky, my friend Jennifer O'Brien. And you would think that all these channels, most of them were smaller than him. I think all of them were smaller than him. And he still featured them. And you would think he was helping his competition. And at first, to me, it seemed that way, you know, because in the world of television, if you see 2 shows, say, about sci-fi ships crossing the cosmos, solving issues, then you would think, oh, they're copying Star Trek. But when you really think about it, because Action Kid has helped, on YouTube at least, has helped rise up all these other channels, New York City Walking Show, myself, to a smaller extent Sarah, because he featured her I think twice, Tom D, Walk, Ride, Fly, all these other guys, because he has kind of boosted them up. There's been a really interesting effect where more people are searching for New York City Live. And the way that YouTube works is that if it sees that a lot of people are seeing a specific show type, like New York City Live walking, as akin to, say, vlogs, daily vlogs back in 2016, or akin to like tech reviews in 2016 and 17. If YouTube starts seeing, oh, a lot of people are seeing this, then rather than showing these videos to, say, 10,000 people, it shows it to 20,000. And then another live streamer comes in, like a fellow viewer, walking commuter, and also a live streamer. He also comes in. And now YouTube says, wait a minute, a lot of people are seeing this, so let's show it to 30,000 people, and 100,000 people, and 1 million people. YouTube right now reaches 2 billion people. And the audience is only going to continue growing because 2 billion is only the cusp of YouTube. Television ain't gonna last for much longer, ladies and gentlemen. I bet these television companies, a lot of them are gonna go south very quickly, especially the ones who haven't been smart enough to go on streaming. So there's gonna be a huge rush to YouTube. And this rush of YouTube is also gonna be combined with more people having access to at least 4G data and phones that have video capability, that have the ability to go on the YouTube. So aside from China, you have massive countries joining along, starting to get access to YouTube with the likes of India, Africa, specifically countries like Nigeria, which are very populous countries, Nigeria will be the most populous country in about maybe 50 years or so. Pakistan, also a very populous country. All these countries are starting to get lots of more connectivity to YouTube. So the audience will bubble up from 2 billion to 3 billion to maybe 4 billion. And who knows if it goes even higher. And with TV going downhill, going the way of the newspaper, with the exception of maybe a few networks which have been smart in pivoting, like Discovery doing their own live streaming or NBC, you will see a massive shift. So Action Kid, everyone give a round of applause to Action Kid. I'm not sure if he's watching or if we will watch, but I'll tell him next time I collaborate with him, give a round of applause to Action Kid, or give him a thanks for actually helping his own success, because he's seen a lot of success, 250,000 subscribers, and also the success of many other walkers, and overall this type of format. Because this format ain't new. I didn't invent this format. Dutch Moz didn't invent this format. Action Kid did not invent this format. There was a few people who were pioneers a little bit before this. So this format is now thriving and will continue to thrive, especially as VR comes along, because of people like Action Kid and other amazing live streamers that are all joining in together and spreading the word of this type of live video. So yes, people have so much time to watch maybe one or two, but I think all of us will eventually attract whoever we are more kind of into. So I most likely will continue attracting people who love food and who love a little bit more intellectual topics like in-depth history and architecture. And I'll continue attracting those guys. You know, people who join Action Kid will love more kind of the lighthearted nature and his very long walks and the way he's able to kind of show the city in a very kind of first-hand way. So all these people will attract their own unique audiences. So this is not as limited as linear television, because linear television, you only had so many channels and you had gatekeepers to these channels, but times are changing and you can't expect one person, one individual, one creator to own a format. It ain't gonna happen. This is a new territory. No one owns the format. You own your own personality. If someone tries to copy my personality, tries to copy my jokes, maybe even copies my stories verbatim, then that's a copycat. And there will be copycats that will pop up, and you will see them. People will be copying directly Action Kid. They'll copy directly me or Dutch Moz or New York City Walking Show. They'll copy them sometimes verbatim, like there were copycats for Casey Neistat. But the copycats usually never last too long. Copycats kind of, since they don't have their own personality, they kind of will fade away. So if you are looking to get into the walking channel space on YouTube, do so right now. For your own pleasure, for your own success, but you'll also be helping basically everyone else at the same time, and be aware of that. This is not a competition. A rising tide will float all boats, as 4K just said. So Joe, I wouldn't say maybe I'm always happy to be someone's favorite. I don't claim to be the best, but I'm always happy to be someone's favorite, and that's the best I can hear is that I'm someone's favorite. That's awesome. Or if you watch me along with someone else, that's awesome. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. You or Action Kid are not insecure about your popularity, and I really appreciate that. Nothing like being generous, says Shirog. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Paul says, I left Carla down south and I'm down here. Oh, yeah, James and Carla went down south. Yeah, they did. And they're also excellent live streamers. And let me actually read your comments, because I think some of you left great comments. He seems to answer questions I don't see here on FB. Oh, Rocky, I'm so sorry I haven't seen your comments. Sometimes I just get in the flow, so I don't see all the comments. But I know you've been watching for a while, so you probably already know that. But B is I'm getting a lot of YouTube viewers, so it's sometimes a bit harder to see Facebook as well, since they don't happen all the time. So there's so many more comments now that if you've been watching on Facebook for the past 4 years, the maximum I usually had was like 150 people watching at the same time. So just for all the Facebook viewers watching out there, just know that the show is indeed changing, and I won't be able to read comments as often or as specifically as I used to be able to do so, just because the nature of more and more people coming in. But Facebook supporters are getting an exclusive stream. So Rocky, you will be privy to that. Just see the recent post that I did for supporters only. Just for Facebook supporters. And do you prefer to watch, do you prefer that we watch through Facebook or YouTube? I love Facebook, and I'm very grateful for Facebook being a platform that has given me a beautiful audience in the past 4 years. And I'm grateful for Facebook having a very great live streaming platform, especially in those 4 years. But right now, I will be 100% honest, YouTube does provide the most opportunity. Facebook provides second to that. And then following that, maybe Twitch. So YouTube is definitely the one with the most opportunity. Facebook has a great audience, but it's much harder to grow on Facebook. Facebook just does not show my videos to new people. It just doesn't. So Facebook, you have to share my videos, and that's great that it's shareable. So that's why I continue streaming to Facebook, also because I've had people watching for so many years, and I love the people who watch from Facebook. It does attract a different audience on Facebook. Facebook tends to be a little bit older than YouTube. So yeah, I love Facebook, but yeah, YouTube has provided a little bit more opportunity for me to sustain myself financially and also to reach more people. Somebody left a super chat. I'm so sorry I missed it. Do let me know who it was. And some make all the money and you support the locals with your tips and food. Yeah. I follow you, hear you, and Facebook. Yeah. I'm also streaming to Twitch, but no one's watching on Twitch. I'm not. I've learned to not put all my eggs in one basket, so I'm also putting on Twitch for these live streams, but no one watches on Twitch. I have no idea how to grow on Twitch. Big Dog, thank you so much for leaving a super chat. I appreciate you, Big Dog. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. Facebook is dying, says Luciano. I wouldn't invest in Facebook. That's all I'll say. I love the people on Facebook, but the company itself, I wouldn't put my money behind it. I'll say that. And you're all great. Indeed, everyone. So thank you to all the new members on YouTube. Thank you to all the patrons on Patreon. And thank you to all the Facebook supporters for supporting the show in a multitude of ways. And for everyone who's tuning in, watching, and leaving great comments and keeping the good vibes in the comments. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and always keep on exploring. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Bye-bye.